want to share a story with you, and it's one that you may have already heard, especially if you listen to the October 2020 session of General Conference. So, Sister Michelle D. Craig, she told a story about how every now and then she asks herself two questions. And those questions are, what am I doing that I should stop doing? And what am I not doing that I should start doing? And she said that she was sitting in church one Sunday and she was asking herself these questions, and she had this thought come to her head that she needed to stay off of her phone when she was in the line at the grocery store. And she just talked about how, usually when you're standing in a line at the grocery store, you might hurry and get on your phone and look at your email or scroll through social media or call somebody. And it's just a time to kind of get some little things out of the way. And so, anyways, the next day she found herself at the grocery store in line, and she pulled out her phone. And right when she pulled it out, she remembered that feeling, that prompt that she had had to stay off of her phone. And so she put her phone away and she started to look around, and she saw somebody standing in front of her, and it was an older man, and he didn't have anything in his cart except for just a couple cans of cat food. And so she kind of, said, "Oh, I noticed you have a cat." And he said, "Yes." And he then explained to her that he was getting prepared because there was a storm coming. And so he wanted to make sure he had the food that he needed. And then he turned around and a little bit passed and he turns back around and he said, "I haven't told anybody, but today's my birthday." And Sister Craig just got choked up about it, and she just felt super thankful that she had been prompted to stay off of her phone and to look around and look outside of her and to be able to show kindness to someone who really needed it at the moment. And so kindness is what we're talking about today. And there is almost 80 billion people in the world. And chances are, according to a study that's been done, that you're going to come in contact with at least 70,000 people in your life, 70 to 80,000 people. And those can be family, it can be friends, it can be students you go to school with, or coworkers, or like Sister Craig, the person that she met in the grocery store line. And it doesn't matter the relationship that we have with them or the label that we put on them, because we have something that we can offer to every person, and that's kindness. And I feel like if the whole world truly bought into the fact that simple acts of kindness could change the world would be a much better place. So, one of my favorite quotes is, "Be kind, for everyone you meet is going through a battle that you know nothing about." Now, I want you to think back to today, think back to this past week, and if there was a moment where you specifically remember showing an act of kindness to somebody, and it doesn't matter if it was somebody that you know or a stranger, whatever it was, I want you to think about that just here for a few seconds of what that act of kindness was. Now, some acts of kindness could be just saying hi to somebody, letting them know that you care about them and that you love them, a simple text, a FaceTime. It can be sitting with the person who is by themselves at lunch, something as simple like that. And the best part of all of this, too, is that it's free and that it costs you nothing to do these acts of kindness, but it can mean the world to somebody else. Now, sometimes I feel like we have tunnel vision and that we only see like this picture. We only see ahead and we don't see anything that's going on the side of us. And we start to focus on ourselves and our wants and our needs. And when we do that, it's hard to see those around us who are in need of help and who need those kind words, those simple acts of kindness that you can perform. And so I feel like this is something that's really important that we're always aware of, and that we're trying to break that tunnel vision so that we can see those around us, just like Sister Craig, that she put her phone down to focus on other people instead of just herself. Now, a lot of people feel like, kindness is a great thing. It feels good when you're kind, but there's more to it than just that. And the Mayo Clinic said that there's several benefits that a person receives when they're being kind to somebody else. So some of those are an increase in self-esteem. You have an improved mood. People who are kind, they tend to be healthier and live longer. Endorphins can be released. There's a decrease in blood pressure. And one of my favorite things of all is that kindness is contagious. And there is a video that I encourage you to look up sometime. And it talks about it's at one of the most randomest places at a McDonald's. And it talks about how one morning it was a busy morning and some customer had gone through the drive through and decided to pay for somebody's order. And each car behind started to notice it and they started to do the same thing, so much so that 125 customers ended up participating in this drive-through act of kindness and paying for people's meals. And the manager just explained how good it made them feel. It's something that's so simple, but it went a long way. Now, being kind to others is obviously what we've been talking about, but being kind to others also means that you have to be kind to yourself. Because if you can't be kind to yourself, it's really hard to then go out and be kind to other people. And so I want to share with you 3 ways that I hope that you can start implementing today to be kind to yourself, because in return, that will help you to help others to be kind to them and change the world. So the first one is to compliment yourself. So it's okay to tell yourself good job and to give yourself those compliments. I feel like a lot of times we're, you know, encouraged not to do that because it doesn't seem like the right thing to do, but it's okay to compliment yourself. You don't need to judge yourself for being imperfect. Don't compare yourself and don't beat yourself up. Always make sure that you're taking time to compliment yourself on the work that you're doing. The second one is to take care of yourself. And that looks like different forms, but the most common ones to take care of yourself are the basic ones: to get enough sleep every night, to eat well, your fruits and your veggies, and to take time to work out as well. And then this last one is to soothe yourself. And that looks different for everyone as well. It might be having, a million candles and taking a nice bathtub, or reading your favorite book and drinking a nice warm drink, or just listening to music. So those are 3 ways that I encourage you to start right now to make sure that you're being kind to yourself. So soothe yourself and take care of yourself and compliment yourself. And along with those 3, I also have 3 little mantras or 3 little phrases that I'd like you to also remember every day as you go throughout each hour, that you'll be able to remember these and that it'll help you to remember to be kind to yourself. So that first one is, I know who I am and I am enough. With this breath, I release anything that no longer serves me and be the person who feels like sunshine. And in closing, I just want to leave you with this thought: be kind whenever possible. It is always possible.